Hey everybody, welcome to the third part of the video series that I'm doing on this Cub Cadet 2284. I've been working on this quite a bit since my last video. I did put a new seat on it. I also did some repairs to the headlights. There was some soldering that was required there for one of the bulbs. So those are all working correctly now like they should be. The relief valves on top of the transaxle were also leaking, at least one of them was. I didn't realize that when I bought it until I'd got it home here and noticed it was leaving spots in the various places I was parking it. Those can be pretty pricey to replace, and I've heard about people cleaning them before. So I decided to pull them out, and I soaked them in some seafoam for a while and actuated a few times, while I had them soaking. I put them back in the tractor, and one of them was still leaking. So I pulled that one back out and soaked it again, and the second time I put it back in, it seems to be good to go now, so I don't have any more leaks there. Fixing those things was easy enough. What I've spent a lot of time on, though, was fixing wiring. There's actually a lot of hacked up wiring on this tractor. One of the previous owners had bypassed all the safety switches, which isn't uncommon. A lot of people do that, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that. What I did have a problem with was how they did it. I cut a lot of wiring out of this tractor, as you can see in that picture. And some of that wiring here, like these are actually extension cords that one of the previous owners used for wiring. So I don't like using things like that. I wanted to do it the right way, so I cut all that out. It also had a fuse just taped to the side of the positive starter cable, with a couple connectors going to that, and that was for the PTO switch. And that was one of the issues that I had with this, was how it was done. The PTO switch, they used a separate one because they had broken the original one, and they had bypassed everything completely whenever they did that. They just basically went right from the battery to the PTO with a switch, and they did put this fuse in there, though it was way too big. It probably wouldn't have done anything anyway. And with the way that they did that, it would allow you to actually engage the PTO while the tractor was off. You could have had the key out of the tractor and it would have let you engage the PTO. Which I don't recommend having it set up that way. For one, that'll drain your battery real fast if you forget to shut that off. And two, it will let you try to start the tractor while the PTO is engaged, which would be hard on the starter of the tractor as well. So I rewired all that to use some of the switch 12 volt power that the tractor already has from its ignition switch, so the PTO can't be engaged anymore unless the tractor's on. As far as the wiring goes, I'm just going to get up on a soapbox for just a minute. First of all, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do this yourself. That's what this channel is all about, is working on these things, learning how to do things. I definitely encourage people to do their own work. But on the other side of that, if you're going to do your own work, you need to make sure you're doing it right. If you don't know what you're doing and you want to learn, do your homework, do research, ask questions, find out the right way to do something. Don't just willy-nilly throw something together. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these tractors or cars or whatever it is you're working on, you're going to get parked in your garage and might be attached to your house. And I think the last thing that any of us want is to have your house get burned down or to lose someone because we decided to cut corners on a repair. Like I said, the person that did this work before, they were smart enough to at least put an inline fuse in that circuit, but the value of the fuse was way bigger than what the wiring was rated for. So if the current would have been somewhere below the fuse rating and above the wiring rating, you could have had a fire anyway. So please, if you're going to do this kind of work yourself, take the time to do it correctly. All right, so I'll get off my soapbox now, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Just please be safe. All right, so back to the tractor. For the most part, I'm pretty much done with most of the work that I wanted to do on this. You can see that I'm missing the drive shaft cover there. I do have it. It's cracked. I'm looking for a replacement right now. Need to find out if the metal one will also go on these later Supers, or if I have to go with the plastic one that it had. Other than that, now that I've gotten it pretty well cleaned up, I'm going to go over all the grease points on this to make sure everything's greased properly. It's been running better, but I think I'm probably still going to go through a complete carb procedure and tune this right from scratch from the manual, just to see if I can get it to run a little bit better. But that'll probably be pretty much it for the tractor. Then I can move on to the mower deck. I did order bearings for the one spindle that's got fried bearings in it today. The other two bearings are actually pretty good, so I'm probably going to leave those alone. But regardless, it's all going to come apart anyway because I'm going to paint the deck. I did buy paint the other day that I hope is going to be a pretty good color match. So stay tuned for some of that on some of the upcoming videos. Hopefully in the next few weeks I'll have this thing pretty much done. Alright everybody, that's all I have for today's video. Sorry about the little rant. I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.